Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss some things I'd like the Tekken team to consider changing in future Tekken iterations. Some of these things could theoretically be patched into Tekken 7, but I don't think they will. I would like to preface this by saying I'm no developer. There is probably many reasons why some of these ideas wouldn't work that I'm simply oblivious to. I would also like to state that these are things that I personally would appreciate. You're very welcome to share your thoughts and ideas in the comments. Let's begin. Instant frame data. I understand this one might be controversial, but hear me out. Instant frame data can be extremely helpful to players who simply don't want to sit in practice mode for hundreds of hours extracting frame data on moves. It could be limited to private lobbies only, and added as an option that can be toggled on and off, so both parties are fully aware this lobby has instant frame data enabled. These types of lobbies could be extremely useful for players who want to learn matchups by playing long sets against that character. Both players have access to instant frame data, and both players will exit the deathmatch more knowledgeable in that matchup. Input leniency during throw countering. I understand why input leniency in the neutral wouldn't work, since we have moves that require pressing 2 buttons in quick succession. But what about during throw countering? In the small window of time you're required to press the correct button to tech the throw, we could allow for a little bit of input leniency for 1+2 throws. I've personally failed teching the throw many times, not because I didn't react in time, but because of a misinput. I'm not sure what this would do to the overall throw teching window, as you'd want the game to register your first input immediately, so I understand why this isn't a thing. But if there was a way to accommodate a tiny bit of input leniency for 1+2 breaks, I'd personally welcome it. Online queue in practice mode. This one is probably something all fighting game players want. There is no reason the game wouldn't at least let you pick warm-up stage in case you'd like walls or not while queuing up, since there are mods that do that. Being able to queue up in practice mode would incentivize players to actually lab things, since they don't need to go out of their way to test things. I think this feature is very likely going to be in Tekken 8. Dynamic punishment training. The punishment training does a serviceable job for block punishing moves, but what if you wanted to see other things such as frame data on popular safe moves or strengths? It would be nice if the game could keep track of which moves, or inputs, your opponent registered the most during your match. Then when you're back to the warm-up practice mode, you can find a list of the moves your opponent used the most, and you can quickly look through them. We can keep the move list that devs pre-selected for you, and just add a third list for this feature. Default outfits online. To be fair, this doesn't usually get in the way, but sometimes you'll come across a Jack, Gigas, or Yoshi player with incredibly distracting customizations that make it difficult to identify which move they're using. The shield item on King being a prime example of when this can become a problem, as it can make identifying the throw difficult. An option to see the opponent in their default outfit would be very welcome. I understand customization is fun and you probably want your opponent to see your outfit, so maybe this feature could be limited to ranked or tournament mode where people care more about winning. Reduce the overall number of moves with built-in high evasion. I don't believe there's a good reason an opponent sitting at -6 should get a launcher off by evading your highs. I understand it can add another layer of decision making, since rage art works in a similar way, in the sense that you don't always want to press your advantage, but there are enough ways to do that already. If you have a read on a high, you can duck and punish, you could use an armored move, you could sidestep. Adding mindless evasion on top of all the options you already have to look out for is too much. I'm not against panic moves or evasive moves made for the purpose of escaping tough situations. I'm only against the evasion that exists in moves that don't look evasive. Armor King's back 1+4 is clearly a move made to be evasive, Paul's down forward 2 isn't. As I said before, I'm no game developer, so there may be very good reasons as to why some of these don't already exist. These are just ideas that I came up with in a brainstorming session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.